Okay, I'm doing a presentation on the permitting process under NIMBA's Alien Invasive Species Regulations 2014, as amended, recently amended in 2020. Okay, the presentation will be on the NIMBA AIS regulations, on how permits are issued, the restricted activities that are permitted or that are regulated, and the risk assessment, and the alien species permit application process, and also the prescribed fees for lodging application. Okay, DFFE published the NIMBA regulations on the 1st of August, and it came into force on the 1st of October 2014. So the purpose of this regulation is to prevent the illegal introduction of alien species and potential invasive species in the country, and also to regulate the listed invasive species and potential invasive species in the country. So why permits are issued is to regulate, as I've said, the category 2 species within the country, and also regulating the imports of alien and listed invasive species coming into the country. So with the alien, it's those that are not currently in the country, so people who wish to introduce it into the country, and also importing the ones that are already listed. Why permits are issued? We issue permits for carrying out the restricted activities, which I'm going to explain on the other slide, to carry out the restricted activities involving the specimen of an alien or listed invasive species, and also for research purposes. Okay, so the restricted activities, we're talking about importing into the country, having it in possession, breeding or growing or propagating the species, conveying or transporting the species, and selling or trading the species. So if a species is listed as category 2, a permit will be required for all these restricted activities I just mentioned, and for imports for category 1A, 1B, and 3, it's prohibited. You cannot import it. Also for growing, conveying, and selling, it's prohibited for the other categories. But you are exempted to have it in possession if you already have it, not to introduce it into your property. So if you're already in possession of category 1B, 1A, and 3, you are exempted for being in possession. You cannot apply for a permit. This obviously doesn't apply to research purposes and for biological control, because there are special provisions for those. The other restricted activities include the spreading or allowing the spread of the listed invasive species, or releasing it, or transferring or releasing a specimen of a listed invasive freshwater species from one discrete catchment in which it occurs to another which it does not occur, or from within a part of the discrete catchment in which it occurs to another. And then for category 2, it's a permit is required, also for release and spreading, but you're prohibited for the other categories. For discharging, it's also prohibited for category 1B, 1A, and 3, but a permit will be required for category 2. In terms of the catch and release of a specimen of a listed freshwater fish or freshwater invertebrate species, for category 1A it's prohibited, but for the other categories you need to see notice 3. What this means is that for the freshwater fish and the invertebrate species, the columns under notice 3, after the category by listing which category it falls under, there would be a scope of exemption or prohibition. So for certain species, the person wants to apply for, they will need to check the notice 3 to see if there's a certain prohibition or exemption for the specific species. So introducing an alien or listed invasive species to China is prohibited for all the categories. And then for releasing a specimen of a freshwater fish or freshwater invertebrate species, we also need to consult a notice 3 for all the categories. Okay, we have currently 118 category 2 species which need a permit. We have 5 of the marine invertebrates that require permit. We have 2 of the freshwater invertebrates, and we have 14 currently freshwater fish and 1 amphibian. We have 20 reptiles, 9 birds, 30 mammals, and 37 plant species that require permits. Okay, in terms of risk assessment, regulation 16 of the 2020 amended regulations, it covers the risk assessment framework. So the regulation 16.1, it outlines what must be considered for risk assessment if you want to import an alien species, and also for growing, breeding, and propagating a listed invasive species. So this is why we normally term as a comprehensive risk assessment and must be done by a risk assessment practitioner. And then on regulation 16.5, it outlines what must be considered for risk assessment with an application to undertake any other restricted activity not mentioned on 16.1. And this is what we term as the guideline of information required, which can be completed and submitted by the applicant, doesn't need to be done by the risk assessment practitioner. Okay, this is the process to apply for an alien species, those who want to introduce a new species. So they will be identifying the species that they want to bring into the country. Then they will obtain the application form from the permit office and the risk assessment guidelines. Then when they lodge an application with us, together with the risk assessment completed by the risk assessment practitioner, then we verify the documents that they've submitted and send it to the ASRAP, which is the Alien Species Risk Analysis Review Panel. The risk assessment panel will then review the risk assessment that is submitted and then provide the issuing authorities with their recommendations on whether they are recommending that a permit can be issued, or maybe they are concerned with the introduction of the species, maybe looking at the invasive potential of the species. And then the DFFE will consider the recommendations by ASRAP and then will reach a decision. So when the permit is issued, we inform the applicant, and then if there are any objections, this needs to be in writing, and then we inform the applicant of the outcome. The prescribed fees for lodging an application. So for import, it's 100 rand per species, and then for all the other restricted activities, it's 100 rand. And to renew the application, it is 50 rand per species, and to appeal is 50 rand per species. But the regulations for organ of states, it does make provision that the fees do not apply to organs of states, and the fees may be waived for research institutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Right, we must have some questions with regards to where do we go to fill out these permits? Who do we phone? Who do we get hold of? What does everybody know?
Okay,
and you know, she's taking a shortcut because I've heard by the grapevine, aren't you moving to another department? So she's going to leave somebody else to answer that question.
No, I didn't understand. Because with the applications, the applicant will complete it and they can send it via courier, post office, or they can email it to the AIS permits@dfp.gov.za. And if you are unsure of anything with the application, maybe in terms of the species, because some of the species, maybe they will say it's category between Western Cape, but in Kensington, maybe it's 1B. So maybe there may be a confusion. So if the person is not sure, they normally just call in and then inquire on how to apply.
Right. Any questions for somebody? Nothing? Then we say thank you so much. One question, right here.
Hi, Kalika from South Africa. I just want to know what's the turnaround time from sending the application for the permit and receiving feedback from the board?
Okay, the process takes 60 working days. And if it's going to be longer, we normally inform the applicant because usually with the new introduction, it may take more than 60 days, but we do inform the client.
Okay, and the second question, is the permit only valid for 1 year or more?
Okay, currently for the possession permits, breeding and selling, it's 5 years. And then for an import application, it's a once-off, so it's 6 months. Also for transport, it's valid for 3 months if it's a once-off transport. But if for companies who do multiple consignments, it's valid for 1 year, and then they need to renew again 60 days before it expires.
Thank you so much.
There we go, got that. Anything else? Overlook anybody? Great, thank you so much.